Hey folks, Landstryder here, and I wanted to introduce you to my new post-Finem series with an important notice. To start out with, this is going to be a spoiler series. So, if you haven't played my pack yet, go and download that from either Curse or Forge launchers. You can get that from. And this is the startup screen. Whenever you first launch the pack, you're going to be introduced to the screen. This important notice, I can change this without having to update the pack. So if I know there's a pretty big issue with any current release, currently the release is 0.2.3 current public release, and then everything should be working in that. I had a little issue with the previous one that I put out right before I went on vacation, but I got it fixed now. Anyway, with 0.2.3 should be out definitely by the time this video is up. But we are going to be playing in my dev environment. Down here where you see it's 0.2.4. And if you actually have 0.2.3, that probably reads 0 down there. Because I always forget to update that number down there in the corner when I do an update. It will obviously be updated next time. Right, anyway. So we're going to be creating a new world. And I'm doing a very specific seed. We're going to call this world our test tube. We're going to do world options. We're actually going to put our cheats on just in case. But we want to choose a seed of, if I could spell, C-K-Y, lucky. I've tried many seeds. This is the name of my cat. I thought I'd give that a try, and it does indeed create a very lucky spawn. We're going to be using that throughout this series, so if you're looking for a real good spawn, that's a pretty good one. There are a couple minor issues with them. We might run into those when we start here, so moving on. So yeah, lucky is the seed. As you wake, a rush of information floods your mind. Flashes of the past clarify how you came to be here. The Earth had run out of resources to support its exponentially growing population. Wars had begun to break out among the smaller countries over food and water first. When the energy crisis reached critical, the superpowers joined the fray. It was shortly after that one of those powers launched the first nukes. No one will remember who started it, but once it began, every other power pressed the button as well. Knowing that this fate was coming, a group of scientists from all over the world had colluded to form the Regenesis Project. They launched many rockets with advanced technology capable of synthesizing life. You are the product of that technology, loaded with all kinds of technical knowledge and an overwhelming desire to reboot the human race. As your head continues to spin with random bits of history and science, you also get the feeling yours was not the first vessel to return. Your instincts are telling you that you're in danger and that you need to find a temperate area to make base quickly. Alright, it takes quite a while for the world to generate, but once you actually get in, you got to be real patient with it because there's a lot going on with the change to the way the terrain generates and everything like that, and how these structures from current complex spawn in. And I got lucky on this particular start. I was right here beside the pod. It is possible that you could start somewhere up there on the mountain, or even down there close to the water. If you start below here, is much worse than if you start up there. Yeah, on the seed. And then here we go is the pod. The pod is talked about in our first quest under Life Rebooted. We're going to crash and burn. Talks about the vehicle that you crashed is nearby. That's going to be that pod there. Grab the most vital equipment out of there. So we're going to go grab everything out of there. All that. Control space click. Yeah. Got all that stuff. Yeah, we found a cell, we found a blaster, some ammo. Yeah, we did. There we go. Get our blaster out. Get it loaded and ready. Hopefully we won't want to use it. Let's look at our quest book some more. It's going to tell us that we need to pick a location with great care. This seed is awesome because we start right here by this nice shallow lake. You can just jump down here. And I've used the seed many times, and it comes out in the same spot always. And I love how the pod looks like it hit the side of the mountain there, and carved out a chunk and just landed there. Might have to build up something around it later. We got this little alcove right over here, and man, this is just perfect. Gravel to get out of the way though. For some reason it always lags on me a little bit the first time I start messing with the gravel over here. All the physics updates. Environmine, there it goes. Suddenly the gravel's in a different place. That'll probably work normally though. Okay, now that that's all gone, let's see, gonna get out these technical scaffold blocks that I got to build my shelter with and start building. Looks like I got a really nice edge right along here. Kind of looks like that wall was meant to go there. Okay. Looks good. Put a little bit of light down. I got these torches from feel well lit. I think what I want to do is make a roof up about there. Okay, that's as good as I can do with what I had there. I still got a big hole in the ceiling there, so I'm gonna get that patched up soon. But before I can do that, I need to finish this quest. So now that I've found where I'm gonna set up my base, I need to put the energy cell down. Good place for it. I'll put the synthesizer on this side and the decomposer on that side. And I'm just gonna let them rip. I'm gonna give them some power. And I know that that's gonna drain the leadstone cell. But this thing should get all the way full. And this thing will get a decent amount of charge to it. Off of that. The only other thing is... Actually, that probably would have been okay. Yeah, that's good. The only other thing is we need to get these materials. And from the food that we found back in the chest there, we got some rotten food and some cooked meat. We want to hold on to that for a minute. That might be useful to eat. We're going to see what we get out of our rotten food first. Sometimes you get lucky with this, sometimes you don't. Now, I got pretty lucky. I got 3 proteins. If you don't get any proteins, it could make it a little more difficult, but it is doable. So from there, now I need some oxygen and hydrogen. Of course, I'm going to get that by taking a couple of these proteins. Actually, I can take 2 of those. I'm going to get 1. Take all the subcomponents that I get back, throw them back in. You can shift click those up in there, makes it nice and easy. Break all that down. There we go. Oh, another little thing I've noticed with this pack is if you happen to have monster spawners showing near the eye, it can cause some lag spikes. I like to counteract that by putting something in there in the search that definitely won't show those. And then it does seem to clear up the lag spikes. Unless you're actually searching for spawners. Okay, well, that should have been everything we need to now complete this. Alright, good. We're going to get another protein, magnesium, and I'm going to choose this building material. Now, if I had found a slightly more enclosed cave that I could have utilized less building material to seal it up, I would have probably chosen the full heart. In this situation, I'm actually going to take that extra building material there and put all this in there for a minute. Let's see, there's my extra building material. I do want to close that off with some gravel, just to keep mobs from being able to walk through that gap. Okay, so that can go there. I'm going to fill this wall in. Okay, well, almost sealed in. I made a couple of mistakes. I can fix these up here in just a little bit after I complete some other quests. I'm going to get one more done here real quick. This is important. I want to get this one done as soon as possible. I'm pretty secure. It's nighttime. I got this closed up though. So we need to get this next quest done in this first nighttime period for sure. So first we need to make some chlorophyll. Chlorophyll, of course, is what lets plants make energy from sunlight. And to do that, we're gonna need like 35 carbon, 30 hydrogen. I've done this a bunch of times, so this is also a recipe that I added, so pretty much got it memorized, I think. 5 oxygen, 4 nitrogen, and a magnesium. We'll give us some chlorophyll. We need 2 of those. Our protein. And always open the quest book. Whenever you make something, make sure that it registers. Especially if you made it in the chemical synthesizer. Because usually those are detection tasks. So you have to open the book, make sure that it detected it before you move on. So, and then finally I need some carbon, I think it's carbon 6. Hydrogen 12. Oh, dang, I hate it when I do that. Let's try 12. Yep. And oxygen was 6. Is that it? Glucose? Yeah. 1, 2. Because, of course, chlorophyll. Again, that's what lets plants store energy. And then glucose is a real simple sugar. Is basically a little bit of stored energy. And we need to use that to make algae. So the protein. So protein 2, chlorophyll 2, and glucose 2 gives me 1 piece of algae. Oh, and that's completed. That's going to give me 3 more pieces of algae and some choice here. Someday, these energy cells choices should eventually turn into reward bags, but that's for another day. For now, I know I want the silicon. And I'm going to get that algae planted right outside here. I see a couple mobs on the radar there. Okay, they're not too close. Can risk it a little bit. That's good. That should be a good start. Oh, there's a skeleton over there. Hopefully it doesn't see me. Doesn't look like it did. Alright. And there's the first 2 quests. And that's a pretty good start, and we're fairly secure here. We're going to get that hole patched up real quick at the beginning of the next episode. So I hear some nasty guys outside, but hopefully we're pretty good secure here. Okay, guys, hope you enjoyed this little start. If you did, be sure and like, comment, thumbs up, and all that fun stuff. Until next time, I will catch you later.